Hello, my name is Jessica Lucine and I'm the Director of Hygiene for Water is Life. Water is Life is a nonprofit organization committed to partnering with communities to create sustainable solutions for their water, sanitation, and hygiene needs. This DVD is a comprehensive guide on how to teach our hygiene curriculum. The hygiene needs of each community vary. However, this program teaches how to address the basic hygiene needs of students in each community, who in turn will teach their family and friends how to change their hygiene habits to healthy habits. As facilitators, we use cultural awareness and enthusiasm to incorporate the 4 main hygiene lessons into the curriculum at local schools to help make healthy habits a sustainable practice. Our hygiene education curriculum includes 2 different educational booklets. First is the hygiene activity booklet. The colorful illustrations and rich text provide an educational supplement to the hygiene clinic. Second is the hygiene education training manual. This guidebook is used to train those who are going to facilitate a hygiene clinic on a Water is Life field trip or in the field to support sustainable change in the community. The Hygiene Teacher Training Manual will teach you how to lead a successful hygiene clinic. You'll find sections in the manual on procedures, introductions, and materials. You'll also find the 4 main topics of the hygiene clinic, which are healthy habits, germs, don't pass it along, hand washing for health, and keeping water clean, the path to healthy drinking water. Also, when viewing the lesson in the DVD, feel free to highlight or make notes in your own curriculum materials so you're prepared to teach. Notes and highlighted materials keep your lesson on track and allow for a fluid hygiene clinic. In order to run a successful hygiene clinic, become familiar with the content in each of these 2 booklets. As a hygiene clinic facilitator, remember to be confident and have fun.
As a facilitator, you will need to be familiar with the hygiene clinic materials. The materials include the Water is Life Student Activity Book, the Water is Life Hygiene Education Training Manual, clean water, 2 empty plastic dishwashing containers, glitter, Play-Doh, plastic flies, and bar soap, hotel-sized bar soap or soap made locally in country. You can find a detailed list of the hygiene clinic materials on page 11 of your Hygiene Education Training Manual. As a facilitator of a hygiene clinic, there are some procedures we recommend you follow. On page 4 of your Hygiene Education Training Manual, you will find the teaching procedures and suggested guidelines for facilitating hygiene training. First is the Student Activity Book. It is important to have the student activity books with you at the training. However, we suggest you do not pass the student activity books to the children until after the hygiene clinic to avoid creating a distraction. It is important to have some adult assistants during your training that can hold the student activity book and point to the pictures while you are facilitating. Second is teaching. Always demonstrate the correct way to do something while teaching. Children imitate what they see, and we want to reinforce the correct healthy habits. For example, if you're teaching hand washing and show the wrong way to wash hands, finish the lesson with the correct procedure. Third is materials. Be sure to check your materials before facilitating a hygiene clinic. You should have the following materials: Hygiene Education Teacher Training Manual, Project Wet Students Activity Books, clean water, glitter, 2 plastic containers, Play-Doh, plastic flies, and hotel-sized soaps. These materials can be found on the Hygiene Material Supply list on page 11 of your Hygiene Teacher Training Manual. Fourth is time. There are 4 separate lessons in each hygiene clinic. Each lesson should last 10 to 15 minutes. Hygiene clinics should include the information provided in this DVD, but may vary in length depending upon the community and resources. Fifth is translators. When teaching through a translator, be aware of how fast you are speaking and how much you are saying. Use simple sentences and stop to allow the translator to translate after every 2 to 3 sentences. Important note: when using a translator for hygiene clinics, introduce yourself to them and allow them to review the student activity book prior to the clinics. Also, if time allows, you may want to meet with your translator and review what you will be saying. The better prepared you and your translators are for the clinic, the more fluid it will be. On page 5 of your Hygiene Education Training Manual, you will find instructions on how to be prepared for a hygiene clinic. At the beginning of a hygiene clinic, introduce yourself and let the students and teachers know why you are there. For example, hello, my name is... I am here today because I would like to share some information with you on the importance of clean water and how to keep water clean. I have volunteered my time to share our message with you, and I'm happy to be here. Remember to be warm and welcoming. The more comfortable you are when facilitating, the more fluid the clinic will be.
Hello, my name is Madam Corey, and I'm here today because I would like to share some information with you on the importance of clean water and how to keep your water clean. I have volunteered my time to share our message with you, and I'm very happy to be here.
The first lesson of the hygiene clinic is healthy habits. Follow along with this lesson using page 6 in your teacher training manual and pages 2 and 3 in your student activity book. The main question for this lesson is, why does what you do on the outside, like wash your hands, cover your cough, and filter or boil water, keep you healthy on the inside? The objectives for this lesson are to describe how some common water and hygiene-related diseases are spread, and identify ways to reduce the chances of becoming infected with a disease. For this lesson, you will need your student activity book. First, on page 2 of your student activity book, read the following sentence from the 4th paragraph aloud. Practicing healthy habits helps you avoid exposure to microorganisms that can make you feel sick. Second, point to the microscope and read aloud the text in the red circle titled Microorganism. Read micro equals extremely small. Organism equals living thing. A microorganism is a very small living thing. Tell the students how a microscope makes a microorganism visible and that germs are so small sometimes they can't be seen. Third, on page 3, read aloud the segment, Hey, it's hot in here. Boiling water kills germs. Make sure your water is boiling for at least 3 minutes before you use it. Ask a volunteer to point to the correct picture. Have the group leader or your adult assistant point to the correct picture. Repeat this step with the "You're busted" and "all washed up" text and pictures. Fourth, point to the large ankle and foot in the center of pages 2 and 3. Say, "We are the size of the leg. The boy is the size of a germ." Germs are very small, but they can have a large impact on our health. The second lesson of the hygiene clinic is called Germs. Don't pass it along. To follow along, go to page 7 in your teacher training manual and pages 4 and 5 in your hygiene activity book. The main question for the lesson is, how can healthy habits make for a healthy handshake? The objectives for this lesson are describe how germs may be spread through touch and identify ways to avoid spreading germs. Second, locate 3 surfaces in the room or teaching area. For example, you could use a tabletop, desk, door handle, or a book. Walk around the room and touch each of the surfaces with 2 hands. Make the following statement after touching the surfaces. If you have touched any of the surfaces I just touched today, raise your hand. Pause and see who raises their hand among the students. Then say, all of these surfaces are covered with germs, and so are our hands. Next will be the first activity of the hygiene clinic. You and the adult assistant should rub your hands with water and then liberally apply glitter to both of your palms. Rub your hands together. Say aloud, "We are excited to be here with you today, so we would like to greet you." Walk around and shake the hands with the students in the room. If the students are in small groups, shake the hands of the group leader, and they will proceed to shake hands with the other members of their group. Say, "What is on your hands?" The shiny glitter is like germs. Germs spread quickly from person to person. Tell the students, these are not real germs, but they represent germs. We don't want the students to think we contaminated their hands with real germs. Fourth, have the adult assistant or group leader point to the picture in the center of the pages of the boy sneezing. Say, sneezing is the body's reaction to getting germs and dust out of the nose. Fifth, have the adult assistant or group leader point to the diagram on page 5 of your student activity book entitled How Germs Are Passed Along. Say, the boy sneezed, the germs spread to other boys. The boy washed his hands, the germs did not spread. The boy with clean hands is happy and healthy. Next is the second activity during this lesson. Roll Play-Doh so it looks like a pile of poop. Make sure the glitter from your hands is on that Play-Doh. Make a buzzing noise and move a plastic fly from the Play-Doh poop to some surfaces in the room and back to the poop. It's important to be very animated and make sure your buzzing noises are heard and make the fly seem real. Ask the students, why is it important to keep flies away from our food and water? Allow for answers and then say, flies carry germs. Flies land on food. Food goes in your stomach. Germs in your stomach can cause diarrhea or runny stomach. The third lesson of the hygiene clinic is called Hand Washing for Health. Follow along on page 8 of your hygiene teaching training manual and pages 6 and 7 in the student activity book. The main question for this lesson is, what is the simplest way to help stop the spread of disease? The objectives for this lesson are recognize and perform proper hand washing techniques, learn a song to help time proper hand washing, identify when it's important to wash hands. The materials needed for this lesson include 2 empty containers filled a quarter full with clean water, 2 1-liter bottles of clean water, the lyrics for the My 2 Hands Wash song, and locally made hand soap or purchased bar soap. First, choose 2 volunteers to come to the front where you are facilitating the hygiene clinic. The volunteers can be 1 boy and 1 girl. It is appropriate to have a teacher or leader in the school or community you are visiting to choose the boy and girl representatives. Have the first volunteer chosen be volunteer 1 and the second be volunteer 2. Volunteer 1 will demonstrate washing their hands and volunteer 2 will pour water. Have volunteer 2 pour water on the hands of volunteer 1. Tell volunteer 1 to scrub their hands and then shake them dry. Ask the group, are his or her hands clean? Allow for a response. Then say, his or her hands are not clean because she or he did not use soap. Say, these are the 4 easy steps to clean hands. The 4 steps are, number 1, get ready, get soap. Number 2, scrub those hands. Number 3, rinse germs away. And number 4, shake it dry. Have the volunteers repeat the hand washing demonstration, but this time volunteer 1 will use soap before rinsing and shaking their hands dry. The demonstration will look like this. Volunteer 2 will pour water on the hands of volunteer 1. Volunteer 1 will take the soap and scrub their hands for 20 seconds. Volunteer 2 will pour clean water over the hands of volunteer 1 to rinse them. Volunteer 1 will shake their hands dry. Remember, as a facilitator, you will need to direct the volunteers in what they need to do. Give them specific directions during the demonstration. Next, have the adult assistant or group leader point to the pictures in the circles and have all of the students repeat after you in consecutive order. Get ready, get soap, scrub those hands, rinse germs away, and shake them dry. These pictures are in order from left to right on pages 6 and 7 of the student activity book. Now it's time for a song. You will find the lyrics of the My 2 Hands Wash song on page 9 of the Hygiene Teacher Training Manual. Here are some Water is Life volunteers to show you how the song will sound. Be ready to get up on your feet and participate.
My 2 hands.
My 2 hands.
Go clap, clap, clap.
Go clap, clap, clap.
My 2 feet.
My 2 feet.
Go tap, tap, tap.
Go tap, tap, tap.
My 2 fists.
My 2 fists.
Go thump, thump, thump.
Go thump, thump, thump.
My 2 feet.
My 2 feet.
Go jump, jump, jump.
Go jump, jump, jump.
My 2 hands.
My 2 hands.
Go wash, wash, wash.
Go wash, wash, wash.
My 2 hands.
My 2 hands.
Dry, dry, dry.
Go dry, dry, dry.
Yay! Now it's your turn. Follow along, repeat the actions, and repeat the words. Remember, practice makes perfect. My 2 hands. Go clap, clap, clap. My 2 feet. Go tap, tap, tap. My 2 fists. Go thump, thump, thump. My 2 feet. Go jump, jump, jump. My 2 hands. Go wash, wash, wash. My 2 hands. Go dry, dry, dry. Yay!
Next, read aloud and complete the activity in the blue box under the label Soap plus rubbing plus rinsing equals clean hands. Focus on the following 5 phrases: preparing food, changing a baby's napkins, taking care of an ill person, using the toilet or latrine, and taking care of animals. Ask students to share why hand washing is important before and after these activities. After reviewing the 5 most important times to wash hands, ask the students to recall all 5 from memory. If they are having a difficult time recalling them, you may give them hints or act out the action to assist them. Remember, students are engaged when you are animated, so don't be afraid to act like a chicken to remind them to wash their hands after caring for animals, or act like you are using the latrine to remind them to wash their hands after using the latrine. And always remember to have fun. The last lesson of the hygiene clinic is called Keeping Water Clean, the path to healthy drinking water. Follow along on page 10 in your Hygiene Teaching Training Manual and pages 10 and 11 of your Hygiene Activity Book. The main message for this lesson is use a filtration system like a Water is Life straw, a bucket filter system, a nano filter system, or boiling clean water for consumption. The objectives for this lesson are: recognize that certain personal household activities require cleaning. Explain the best way to purify drinking water. First, read aloud the paragraph at the top of page 10 of the Student Activity Book. How can you tell if your drinking water is safe to drink? Should you smell it, taste it, look at it? Allow for a few answers and then say you cannot smell, taste, or see if the water is clean, so filter or boil it. Next, read the text in the blue box, On the Path to Clean Drinking Water, and complete the activity it mentions. Tell the adult assistant or group leaders to follow along, pointing to the pictures as you discuss the captions. Say each section aloud and have the adult assistant or group leader move along and point to the pictures as you say them aloud. As a hygiene clinic facilitator, it is important to label the picture segments on pages 10 and 11 with the correct letter below. A. Collect water at a clean source. B. Transport water home. C. Boil water or purify another way. When pointing at this segment, say, using a Water is Life filter system would be a successful way to purify water. D. Cool water before storing it, if boiled. E. Store water in a clean container with a lid. F. Keep drinking water and unpurified water in different containers. After reading this segment, say, the bottom half of a Water is Life bucket filter system is an appropriate place to store the purified water. G. Pour water out when you need it. H. Enjoy your clean, safe drinking water. Next is the activity for this lesson. The activity will be a skit to demonstrate how to take water from the source in a community and purify and store it so it can be used safely for consumption. Call a volunteer up to where you are facilitating and show them how to act as a water pump. You, the facilitator, will act out every step A through H on pages 10 and 11 of the student activity book. Be sure to use the student volunteer as the pump to get your water from the source, and follow the steps to provide a positive demonstration for the students. While you are acting, have the students guess and describe the specific activity you are acting out.